morning. Happy Saturday, December the 7th. I'm Bill the Geek broadcasting live. Yeah, I'm live, broadcasting live from where am I? Morelia, Mexico. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make presentations about the joys of living in Mexico. And as always, we've got a lot to share with you this morning, and we thank each and every one of you for getting up out the bed this morning. I know you were comfy, cozy, and warm, getting out of that snow if you're over in the northern part of the world. And we're here to warm things up for you all is good in Mexico. It's been a little chilly here. I'm in Morelia, which is in the middle of Mexico, east of Guadalajara, Ajijic. It's been a little chilly here. I get up in the morning to do my walk, and it's been around like 38 degrees some mornings, 41 degrees, 42 degrees in the morning. The great thing about Morelia is by 11 o'clock in the morning, it's like 69. Then by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's about 74 to 77 degrees, sunny, no rain, no snow. So we get it. We start chilly. We start chilly down here, and then we warm things up as the day goes on. It just gets better and better and better. Let's look around and see who is in the house. We had Dr. John Crapo broadcasting from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. Great to see you in the house, Dr. John. We got Tanya in the house. And again, Tanya, I want to thank you for the marvelous donation you shared with me to support the channel this morning. We got Tooth Fairy in the house, who actually lives here in Morelia. And the one, the only Char Williams in the house, saying hello to everyone. Angela Morris even got up out the bed this morning to say hello to everyone. And Dora Ray, hello from Shaky, California. And I was thinking about California. You guys almost had that tsunami this week. Almost wiped California off the map. Then they called that off. Lenora Wilson in the house. Good morning, everyone. And Dominique in the house. And I think she might be in Guanajuato still walking up and down them steps. I told you, Dominique. I told you I love Guanajuato, but you got to be ready to do some walking up and down them steps. It's beautiful, but you better be in shape if you're going to live there. And we got the one, the only pretty boy, Brian Maiden, in the house this morning. Good morning, Brian. And Brian, let me tell you, Brian has had some spells lately. I hope you're doing okay, my man. I was supposed to interview Katie Ibarra, who's a realtor in the Ajijic, Chapala, Jocotepec area. And I've done many interviews with Katie. We were going to do one Wednesday of this week. She contacted me Tuesday, Brian. And she said, Bill, I can't do the interview. I fell down and messed up my face. And she sent me photos of her face. It was not good, man. Her forehead was all messed up. So she said, I got to wait and do the interview when my face is healed. The pictures were terrible. She just fell down. So, Brian, you are not. Look who's here. Look who's here. Liston Henry in the house. I am here for another exciting live stream today. Liston, yeah, we got to meet. Liston has moved to Morelia, and Rosie, our friend, helped him find an apartment, get all set up, and I think he's happy here. And we got the one, the only Katie. That's Katie Ibarra. I'm usually working and miss the live, but today I'm joining for a while. Great to see you, Katie. And her face does not look like that anymore. Look like somebody hit her in the head with an ugly stick. I guess it's not funny. Angela's Wayne is in the house. And from Chicago, I'm here in Morelia and going to the Xmas Pueblo to that. Oh, yeah. I did a bit. Oh, you're going to love that, man. That place is fabulous. Take some cash because you're going to want to buy a bunch of stuff. We got Marco in the house. Sammy Maples in the house from Knoxville, Tennessee. Hoping to be in Morelia or Querétaro next year. Come on down, my man. If Sammy, and look at that lovely family that you have, if that's your family. Or did you just download that and put it up on your thumbnail? None of those people are real. But if you're new here this morning, I'm just the facilitator. I'm just here to answer questions. People have comments. They want to know about moving to, living in, visiting Mexico. I'll tell you what I can, but what I don't know, there's somebody in the house that will happily help you out. I usually go for a couple hours on Saturdays, and it's your show. I'm just here to answer questions. Living in Mexico is fabulous. Everyday Tooth Fairy will tell you. Dominique will tell you. Liston Henry will tell you. Living in Mexico is fabulous. The weather is great. The people are wonderful. The geography is phenomenal. The history, the places to visit. You can just go visiting places all the time. I'm not leaving. I love Mexico. I love sharing the joys of living in Mexico. So if you're new here, ask any questions, leave any comments. That's what we do on Saturdays. We share the joys of living in Mexico, and we got Marco in Chicago saying good morning. Marco has a rocket scientist job with the Chicago airport. His family is from Morelia. He is a Mexican American. He's very super intelligent, and we welcome you as always. Okay, now, we got that. Verlaine is in the house. Still a bit dark here, and I bet it's chilly too. I saw the reruns of the San Francisco 49er Buffalo Bill game last week, and they had so much snow people couldn't sit down in the seat. It looked like a nightmare. People choose to live there. Why? Ray Garcia, saludos from El Paso, Texas. Border City Inn. Still in Guanajuato and in the best shape I've had in years. Oh, yeah, Katie, your face is still all messed up. Cat, it takes a long time for face bruising to go away. I know. That's funny. And look who's here. We haven't seen you in a long time, girl. Great to see you. David, my neighbor, also in Morelia. David, I was thinking about contacting you so that maybe we could get together for breakfast like next Friday at 10 a.m. He lives here in town. Border City in northern Chihuahua. Okay. I fell in February and still have faint discoloration. Yeah, girl. Here we go. Sammy, thank God for food, women, and bad taste in men. Yeah, look like your wife is a cutie. Katrina the Maker is in the house. Good morning. Katrina still looking good as always. G Fontaine in the house. Buenos dias, G Fontaine. Great to see you here. you have recommendation for a hotel in Talapuawa. No, let me think. Let me think hard. Let me think hard. I've been in so many places. If I'm not mistaken, now this time of year, this is the high season, and it's Christmas time. It's right before Christmas. So I think that place is going to be saturated. But going from memory, if you can make it to the plaza, there were all types of hotels, right? Well, there were like 3 or 4 hotels right on the plaza, but I'd get an Airbnb. You can't go wrong with an Airbnb. And also, I'm traveling a lot more now. I'm going to places I've never been to before. And I'm really suggesting using Airbnb. Like, if I'm not mistaken, Dominique is in Guanajuato. I think she's using Airbnb there. When Dominique was here in Morelia, she had an Airbnb here. I have other subscribers. I found the apartment that I have now through the Airbnb that I rented in downtown Morelia. And the owner of that helped me find this apartment. So if you can, Airbnb might, sometimes they're more, sometimes they're less, but they're always nice, almost always. But no, I have no recommendations for a hotel. Buenos dias, Bill y Familia. How's it going? It's going great. It's another fabulous day here in Morelia. The sun is out. And if you're new, and again, if you're new here, ask any questions, leave any comments. It's your show. Living in Mexico is fabulous. She thinks, so she speaks, is in the house. Great to see you, girlfriend. And Rush Shrewsbury. Google says 60 degrees in Morelia. 60 degrees in Morelia right now. And here in Morelia, it is at 10:13. By the time we leave the show at about noon, it'll be up to around 68, 70 degrees. And at 2 o'clock, it'll be like 74 degrees. And Russ, thank you for contributing to the channel. Thank you so much. Jealous? Yeah, be jealous, man. Be jealous, because this weather is fabulous. The people are extremely friendly and helpful. And I think when I'm walking around Mexico, I'm always thinking about you guys, and I'm thinking, well, what am I going to tell them on Saturday? What's the next video that's going to go up? What am I going to talk about? And a lot of people say, well, if I don't speak Spanish, can I come to Mexico? And yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Just trust the Mexican people. Trust the Mexican people, and you'll learn as you go. You'll learn as you go. You'll learn the words that will help you. And I have a little story to tell. When I was going to grad school at the Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio, I was really poor. So I worked at a Lawson's. I worked at Lawson's. If you're in Columbus, Ohio, you know what Lawson's is. I don't know if they're still in business, but it's like a 7-Eleven. And I worked like every Sunday. Sometimes I would work midnight to 8. And there was a halfway house there for the mentally challenged. And almost every Sunday, a group of them, like 10 of them, mentally challenged people. They were always very happy. And they would always have one of them who would handle the money. They'd come in and buy Coca-Cola and Hershey bars and packages of Twinkies. And then the one that handled the money, I'll never forget his face. He looked like he was about 28 years old, had no clue what was going on, right? But he was always really happy. So the whole group would buy all their stuff, and then he would have all this money in the palm of his hand, like $20 bills, $10 bills, $5 bills, a bunch. And he would just hold, when it was time to leave, he would just put all this money out in his hand so that I could just take whatever amount of money that was necessary to pay the bill, because he had no clue. He just knew it was money, and they spent some money. He didn't know how much. He didn't know how to count it or anything. And he trusted me to give him the correct change. Of course, I would always just take all his money and say, okay, adios, amigo. Not really. I would count the change out and give him the proper change. But he was so trusting and happy. And so if your Spanish is challenged, you can come down here and just put your faith in the Mexican people, and they will help you and get you through meeting your goals, getting around, being happy. The people in Mexico, for the most part, are just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, forgot about Airbnb. I'll check it out. Thanks. And just went to the Sanctuary of the Monarch. If you go, prepare to do serious hiking. Were the butterflies out yet? I've been checking that. To see when is the best time to go. Wayne, did you see butterflies? Ken Doyle, I hope you change your mind about Trump when you see good things happen. Okay. Dominique's Diversities. Another Dominique here. There are 3 of them. Yeah, we got 3 Dominiques. I'd never heard of any Dominiques until about 2 months ago. Now they're just falling out of the sky. Another Dominique here. I'm also using Airbnb here in Morelia. Okay, girl, right on. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Tell us how your stay is going. Fabulous. JH, what do you think? What do you think about the Mexican peso value? I saw a house for 3,200,000 pesos 6 months ago. That would be 183,000 US. Today and today it's 157,000. The value of the peso, it really dropped dramatically, very dramatically. I'm going to say about 2 months ago. And it has kind of stabilized. It's stabilized as low. And I don't know what's going to happen with that. You have Claudia, the new president, Claudia Sheinbaum, I think her name is. She's very intelligent. She was a political activist. She has a PhD. She's supposed to be smart as a whip. And so you have her battling with Trump right now. And Trump, Claudia's pretty much told Trump, don't mess with me. Bring it on, man, because he wants to put a 25% tariff on all goods coming out of Mexico going into the United States. And Claudia told Trump, well, you do it, man. Do what you got to do. But I'm telling you, don't mess with me. So if Claudia is strong, there's a lot of industry down here that provides a lot of services and parts There are many major corporations, many U.S. corporations creating parts and sending those parts to manufacturing plants throughout the United States. So as long as Claudia is strong, I think that the value of the peso might creep up. It might creep up, but I don't think it's going to get to the ridiculous rates that it was when I moved down here, which is almost 6 months ago. Tooth Fairy. Tooth Fairy. Living here in Morelia, it's like living in a big discovery filled with both happiness, joy, and peace. It's freaky. I have to remind myself, because I get cranky. I go to sleep at night. Sometimes I think bad thoughts about people and stuff. I got to get up. When I get up every morning, I've got a list of happy thoughts that I go through just to get my head together. And once I get my head together at 6:30 in the morning, I'm good to go. Got my attitude good. Once my attitude is good, I'm good to go. And then it's just, let's go out and have a good time. Let's enjoy all of this. SP in Kansas City, do you plan on seeing Christmas parades in Morelia? Do they have them there? Of course they do. They have Christmas parades. They have all types of Christmas activities downtown. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I tend to stay away from crowds. If there's going to be a big crowd, I should go down and video the stuff for you guys, but I'm not a big crowd person, so I kind of stay away from big crowds and groups of people. But yeah, they have festivals going on right now in downtown Morelia. It's a party all the time. Ken Doyle, we've already been seeing the white hoods come off since. Thank you, Dominique. I didn't say anything. I was going to let it go. Yeah. And in my hometown, Columbus, Ohio, they got the Nazis marching in the streets. And I'm not going to go political today. But I've been doing some research. And if you want to have some fun, just go to YouTube and do a search for Hitler, Adolf Hitler, and do a search for how did he come to power. Watch 3 or 4 of those videos and hear what he has to say and see the similarity of the words that come out of his mouth, very similar to the words of Adolf Hitler. All I did was watch the videos, but you'll hear like the enemy within, the vermin, I'm just saying, it'll freak you out. Okay, Crazy Boy Radio. Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone is having a great start to their day. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. And from Columbus, Ohio, my fellow Buckeye, I'm going to donate directly to your website. I don't want YouTube to get anything. Thanks for your joy. Yeah, thank you for contributing to the channel. And sorry about the Buckeyes. I had on my Ohio State Buckeyes shirt from my dad last week. Ohio State hadn't beat Michigan for 5 years, and Michigan won again. And Holly about had a fit. She almost committed suicide. She saw Michigan beat the Ohio State Buckeyes again. Whatever. All right, SP, I watched a Christmas parade last night in Centro here in Morelia. It was mostly school kids. It was nice. Yeah, man. Mexicans know how to party. They know when to party. They on it. Are legal status Americans being deported back to the USA. No. If you're legal down here, they don't do that. They don't do that. If you're legal down here, you just come down. Once you get your papers done, you're good to go. They don't do that. Crypto OG. Hey, Bill, can you say hello to my wife watching you? Her name is Sylvia. Sylvia, welcome to the channel. I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, reaching out to you to share with you, Sylvia, the joys of living in Mexico. Ray Garcia. They've ice skate rink behind the plaza last year. When La Presidente Claudia Sheinbaum hugs and kiss the people, especially the toddlers, it really brings tears to my eye. To my understanding, she's a fabulous individual. She has a PhD, very smart. She's loved by the people. She loves the people, and she just wants to do good things for all of Mexico. Hey, Bill, have you seen any retail space for rent in your neighborhood? Sure. I'll keep my eyes open. Are you going to open a shop? Let's get together next Friday at 10 o'clock a.m. Meet for breakfast somewhere. We'll talk about that. Goodbye. Okay, what did I do? Okay, now, Steve, was the Day of the Dead a huge event in Morelia? Did you find it creepy or scary or entertaining? The Day of the Dead, I mean, it's cool. No, it's not creepy. But people paint their faces. They dress up. All the little kids have little painted faces. Big, huge parades. It's a big. There's no reason to be scared at all. It's just very festive. People having a good time. Dominique, they took off their hoods in the South in 2016 and have been proud to let you know who they are ever since. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild what's going on. Yes. You ruin your show with your prejudicial politics. Oh, well. I'm just well informed. Now, ice rink is there. Okay, now, and for those of you that don't know where I am, here is a map of Mexico, and you'll see Morelia on the left-hand side of the map. It's kind of hard to see the the right-hand side. Towards the bottom, it says Morelia down there in big black letters. And on the right, on the left-hand side, you can see that blue splotch. And that is a lake. That is Lake Chapala, the biggest lake in Mexico. And above Lake Chapala, you'll see Guadalajara. And so Ajijic, Chapala, Jocotepec are all about a 45-minute drive from Guadalajara, and to drive from Guadalajara to Morelia will take you about 4.5 hours. On the bus, it might take 5 hours, but I am in the middle of Mexico, and the weather is a little cooler in the Ajijic, Guadalajara, Chapala area. It is cool, no humidity, pretty much fresh air in that area. And we maintain the same level here in Morelia. It's great. The weather's great here. Just for you people that have no clue where Morelia is. Okay, Wayne. Okay, let's see. Ice rink, toothflake. I love me some Claudia Sheinbaum. I really adore her. Cool beans. Give me a call around Wednesday about breakfast on Friday. Will do. Robert, I just returned from Guadalajara the other day. It was warm in Guadalajara, and I lived in Guadalajara for 3 years. And I moved to Guadalajara from Puerto Vallarta. And I was in Puerto Vallarta for 10 years. And I mean, it was hot and humid in Puerto Vallarta. In the wintertime, it would never really even get chilly at night, pretty much. And when I moved to Guadalajara, it was kind of shocking because at nighttime, in the wintertime, December, January, February, you had to put on a couple of hoodies at nighttime. When in the daytime in your house, you had to wear a couple of hoodies. Outside, it might be 95 degrees in the daytime. So that whole area between Guadalajara and Morelia, it gets a little chilly at nighttime in the winter, but every day you'll be happy to go outside. Don Cole, good morning to you, Don Cole. Steve, do you eat your lasagna recipe several days each week? Can you make enchiladas? Food is such a personal daily challenge for me. Well, Steve in Kansas City, yesterday I made up a tortilla quiche. It's spinach. What is it? It's spinach, assorted cheeses, and eggs. Okay, so I made that yesterday, cut it into 6 pieces, and put the 6 pieces in the freezer. So each piece is a meal for me. Usually I only eat once a day. So I still have like 6 lasagnas in the freezer. I got ground beef in the freezer, and then I have chicken thighs in the freezer. So I just kind of I bake certain foods, put it in the freezer, let it thaw out, stick it in the air fryer. And it's cooking for me is rather soothing. And most of the things that I make only takes like an hour to throw them together. And then I don't have to stress about it through the week. So I've got a mixture of foods in my refrigerator, and it's in the refrigerator freezer. And so I'm eating healthy, and my food habit is stress free. Now, let's go over here. I returned to Florida yesterday after a wonderful trip to Chapala. Found a house there, and we'll be back in Chapala next month. Chapala. Hey, Chapala is cool. The people are friendly. It's less expensive than Ajijic. And you're right there next to the lake. With many beautiful views. There a lot of shopping for vegetables and meats in the plaza there and around town. If you want to jump over to Ajijic, that's 10 minutes away. Lots of restaurants and all that kind of stuff. Chapala is a nice spot, and I was there for 3 years. I enjoyed myself. Same here. Thank you, Robert. Bill, it's another one. That's another one who took off his hood, ruined his show. I'm glad you're ruining it for him. I never understand why hateful people watch you. Hey, well, I'm liberal. For those of you, I'm not a Donald Trump supporter. I'm liberal. I love all people. And I wish the United States the best. That's about all I have to say right now. Okay. So I do have some video clips. Let's get on. I got several sets of video clips. And for those of you that don't know, this is the view from my window. And this is how it looks about today, except there are no clouds in the sky today. All of those clouds, imagine all of that being replaced with partly cloudy, but mostly blue sky. What a view. I mean, I can't see moving from here. I look at that all day. I got my computer set up over here. And let me give thanks to all my computer equipment. It's all acting very well. I got to give thanks for my electricity. My internet connection is good. My cameras are working. I give thanks for all of that. And then at nighttime, this is the view at nighttime. Very peaceful. And my rent is about $430 a month, 1 bedroom, 2 bathrooms, though I usually only use 1 bathroom at a time, but one is near the bedroom. The other one is right next to where I am now. So sometimes I flip a coin to see which bathroom I'm going to use. But for you new people, that's where I live. About $430 a month. Very nice apartment. But okay. So that's my view. And when I look out, I'm on the 4th floor. I can look all the way up and down the street. Now, after being here for almost 6 months, my neighbors all know who I am. They all know my name. They say hello to me. It's wonderful. I mean, I'm meeting all of my neighbors, but I looked out of my window this week, and this is what I saw. Okay, now that's my view. I'm looking down in the street, and it's about 2:00 in the afternoon, and I see this girl sitting in the middle of the street. And she had a little jar with her. I'm going to play that again. She had a little jar with her. And then all of a sudden, I saw butterflies showing up. And she was putting something on the ground. And then all of a sudden, all these monarch butterflies started showing up. And so I said, what's she doing? And then when cars would come by, she would ask them to move away. Don't drive over me. Move away. Drive on the other side of the street. So I said, well, maybe I'll go down and talk to the girl. So I go down to talk to her. This is all in Spanish, and there she is. And you'll see the little monarch butterflies in the street. Her name was Mitzi. Look at the little butterflies. And so what she had done, there they go, they're flying, and there's Mitzi. I've only seen this. Look at the little butterflies and Mitzi. Sure. And here you go. Here you go. Look at this. So it ended up that she was feeding the butterflies. She had put together this combination of water, honey, and apples. She mixed the water, honey, and the apples and put that in the street. And all of a sudden, the butterflies just started coming. And we're talking, all of this is in Spanish. That's just another one of the joys of, and I mean, I look out my window all the time because I'm kind of like Ms. Kravitz on Bewitched, you know, the nosy lady that lived down the street from Bewitched. And I watch everything. You know, I don't have anything else to do except edit video. So I'm looking out my window, who's that? What are they doing? Where are they going? So I'm looking down. I've never seen that girl ever in 6 months, and she left. I haven't seen her since. But that's just one of the joys of living in Mexico. And let me let me get over here and show you another one of the joys of living in Mexico. When you're in Mexico, you never know what's going to happen. So let's talk about the garbage situation. Now, here we go. Here you go. Now, this is the garbage truck. And you take your garbage out. I can talk about that, but and then so you got one guy in the back of the truck, and he's recycling the garbage. And he's taking plastic cans, paper, plants, and putting them in different bags. Okay. Here you go. Okay. And that guy, he drives the truck, but he also goes out and picks up the garbage. He's the driver and the garbage picker upper. The other guy never gets out of the back of the truck. He just sorts the garbage. And they come every day. Most places I've lived in Mexico, they have like garbage trucks, like the regular garbage trucks. Okay, so you can see the driver. He's going to get in the truck, and the motor was turned off. Like they stop, turn the motor off to conserve gas, and then they start the truck up and go back down or up the street. Now he's going in reverse. What a job. What a job. And I tell you what, when I was in college, one time I had a job picking up garbage. God bless the people that pick up garbage. It was the summertime in Columbus, Ohio. And for the first hour of picking up garbage, it was fun. And you start your day, it's like you're on the back of the truck at 6:30 in the morning, and you're going down these streets. And for the first hour, it was a good time. You're on the back of these trucks, and you jump off the truck and throw the garbage in the back, jump on back in and out. And this was in the summertime. In the morning, it's nice and fresh, but by the afternoon, it's like 94 degrees and humid in Columbus, Ohio. But by day 3, you're on the truck at 6:30 in the morning, and you're driving through these neighborhoods, and you look this way, and all you see is garbage for like 20 blocks. And you look this way on the same street, and all you see is garbage for 20 blocks. And then you go another block, and you look this way, and you see garbage cans out, and they're all waiting for you. And then you realize that it's going to be your job to pick up all that garbage all day. I tell you what, man, God bless the garbage man. Woo! And you see things picking up garbage that you don't want in your mind. But God bless these guys picking up that garbage, and the guy that is not only driving the truck, but he's picking up the garbage, then get in and out. God bless those guys. And depending upon where you live in Mexico, the garbage situation is always just a little different. Let's see what kind of comments we have going on here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Steve in Kansas City. Why does it sound like expats never live on the south side of Lake Chapala? Lake Chapala is huge. I'm going to say to drive around Lake Chapala. Steve, let's go over here. Let's go to the map and let's take a peek at Lake Chapala. Let's come over here. You can see Lake Chapala in the middle there. But there you go. I'm going to say it might take 9 to 10 hours to drive around the entire lake. And so you can see Chapala right up here. You can see Ahihic right over here. Hokotepec right over here. And those, that's where most of the expats live. But like you say, Steve, on the south side of Chapala, yeah, you're right. And that's the way it is all over Mexico. Expats find some place and their friends move there and then their family moves there. And over a period of time, all of a sudden you got expats living there. So why don't people live in these towns, these other towns around Lake Chapala? I would say there's no rhyme or reason. It just kind of happens. All right, Robert, thank you very much for contributing to the channel. This is what I do, how I pay the rent, and how I get out and traveling. I took a trip this week. I'm going to share that with you momentarily. And I've spotted a place to go this Wednesday and I use your donations so that I can travel. Yeah. You have a phone on the wall behind you. Please explain the purpose. That phone is okay. I'm on the 4th floor. And there on the bottom floor, there is a parking garage, which holds about 6 cars. Okay. And then outside of the parking garage, there is a door. And outside of that door are 8 little buttons you can press. And when, okay, I'm in apartment, I'm not going to say which one. Let's say I'm in apartment 13, which can't be true because there are only 8 apartments in here. But let's say I was in apartment 13. So you would hit the 13, and when you hit the 13, then that phone rings. Then I pick up the phone, I say, "Who is it?" And if they say that it's Taylor Swift, if it's Taylor Swift, then I hit a button and the door unlocks downstairs. And then Taylor Swift can come up here and we can have a good time. Okay, that is the purpose of that phone. Great observation. Are there places in Mexico with Spanish moss, like in the Savannah, Georgia area? Stephen, I don't know what Spanish moss is, and I've been to Savannah, Georgia. All I can say is I have no clue. Rudy Clemens in the house. Ola Rudy, you have a great day. Also, tell your wonderful wife Sheila I said hello. Not a whole lot going on that side of the lake. Yeah, there's you could see there aren't a lot of cities over there. That was leftover funds for my trip to GDL. Thank you, Robert, very much. Axel Foley, good morning, everyone, and good morning to Axel Foley also. Okay, so I'm going to put out a video this week. The video this week, I'm not sure which one I'm going to put out, but I just like to walk around, and I just like to sit down and watch the people. because you never know what you're going to see. And this is just a neighborhood in Morelia. And this is a neighborhood that some people wouldn't imagine in Mexico. It's a park, very peaceful. People just walking their dogs, very peaceful, very quiet. People exercising as they take their morning walks. I think this is a Friday morning. It's around 9:30 in the morning. Some people don't think that people exercise in Mexico, or that there are nice, clean, peaceful parks in Mexico, or weird guys like this getting around, just getting around. People get around. Oh, and in this park there are picnic tables, and this strip of park probably goes for 2 or 3 miles. People on their little electric vehicles. Look at that guy. Might have been but I think I might put a video out this week about do they like dogs in Mexico? Because I'm going to sit out here for about 30 minutes, and I mean, it's just all kinds of people with their dogs. Here's a couple with their 2 dogs. In my neighborhood, I'm going to say half the people in my neighborhood have dogs. Mexico, the people of Mexico love dogs, cats, and all kinds of birds also. Here comes a single guy with his little dog. And if you're going to have a dog, get a big dog. If you're going to get a little dog like that, just get a hamster. Keep it in a cage, and then you don't have to walk it. And occasionally, I would get a bonus vision with the beautiful women walking down the street. And I don't think people imagine that there are, Morelia, and I'm so thankful to live in Morelia, where there's such a mixture of ages of people. And I'm so happy to live in a mostly Mexican city with minimal Americans and Canadians. I like that. And sometimes I do like to explore. And sometimes I like to explore and go into El Centro and see the European Spanish structures and the little small streets. Like I can't see anything like this in Columbus, Ohio. Look at that. Just these little streets, these buildings that are hundreds of years old. That's just that's one of the joys of living in Morelia, specifically seeing these ancient buildings. Also, in all these pueblos and towns I go to, everyone has, like when I went to Uruapan, like I put up a video this week about Uruapan, and right on the plaza, they had 2 cathedrals on the plaza. Population of Uruapan is about 300,000 people. 2 cathedrals on the plaza. So I've been like I was reading about Adolf Hitler, watching YouTube videos about him, And then I started doing research about the Catholic Church. And I was looking at some information last night because what? I was just wondering, well, how many Catholic churches are there in Mexico? Because everywhere I go, there's a Catholic church right on the plaza. So I did some research last night, and I found out that in Mexico, there are 12,000 Catholic churches. They're like everywhere. And I must say, a lot of times I talk about OXXO, and OXXO is like 7-Eleven down here. OXXOs are everywhere. When I say OXXO, you may as well think of 7-Eleven. Okay. So 10 years ago, OXXO had about 12,000 stores throughout Mexico. They have other stores in other parts of Latin America, but OXXO 10 years ago had 12,000 locations throughout Mexico. The Catholic churches have almost as many churches as OXXO does. In the last 10 years, OXXO has added 10,000 locations. So the Spanish, when they got here, they built 12,000 Catholic churches and put one in every town, and they're all, even the ugly churches are pretty good looking, very good architecture, high ceilings, paintings, and but that's pretty amazing. And I'm going to go somewhere this Wednesday. I know that they're going to have a plaza. They're going to have a beautiful cathedral. I'm going to go into the cathedral. That's another one of the joys of living in Mexico. And it's fun to just do the research on how does this come to happen. Okay, now. Okay, here we go. Look who's here. We got Mary Jane in the house. Oh, that's okay, Mary Jane. We're happy to see you. I had to get mi gato more crack. Get my cat more crack treats before he attacked me. Gato. Gato is cat. That's okay. I know how them cats can be. The garbage trucks in Morelia are the people's garbage. They work on donation. You put a few coins under your garbage, and that's how they make their money. What is so amazing is that nobody steals it. And that has been true in many places that I have lived. No matter what form of garbage collection there is, many times they'll have a cowbell, and you'll hear the cowbell, ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling-a-ling. And when you hear the cowbell, then you know that the garbage people are coming. So you put your garbage out, and you can either go out and give the garbage people your money or put it under the garbage can, and that's how they make their money. Yes, it is the people's garbage. Okay. One of my favorite things is people watching. Yeah, me too, Brian Maiden. And people, there's lots of people watching to be done in Mexico, especially at the plazas. Yeah. Do they have bookstores? My cousin is concerned about not being able to buy books written in English. Okay, that's a very good question. Yeah, they have bookstores throughout Mexico. I'm going to say most of the bookstores you're going to find, the books are going to be in Spanish. I was in a mall about 2 months ago. I was in a mall and I went to a bookstore and all the books were in Spanish. When I was in Puerto Vallarta, not in El Centro, there was a bookstore there and all the books were in English. That's the only fully English bookstore that I have noticed. But I tell you what, we got a truck going by outside. When I lived in Puerto Vallarta, when I lived in Cincinnati, Ohio, my living room was filled with walls and walls of books. But I'm thinking, who? And then whenever I moved, I would have to move all of those books. Now, all of those books are right here on my phone through Amazon. All the books that you want are on Amazon, and you can put them right here. And you can carry this on the bus, on the airplane, down to the plaza while you're people watching in the restaurant. You can have 1 million books right here. Who would buy a paperback or hardback book? It's all on Amazon. It's all electronic. Tell your cousin to get with the modern world. Morelia and Guanajuato are the most beautiful cities I've seen in Mexico. And Dominique, I am going to totally agree with you. Guanajuato was breathtaking. I enjoyed every second, and I enjoy every day I spend here in Morelia. David, if you're looking for a dog, all you need to do is walk down the street and you'll probably see one that needs a home. We have adopted 2 dogs in about 2 years. And the more you watch my videos, the more you'll see the many dogs that, they don't have dog catchers down here. The dogs have to do something really terrible, and then they will be taken care of. Same with child molesters. If you're a child molester down here, they don't need police down here. No, they take care of you if you're a child molester, okay? Or if you're a really bad dog, you will be taken care of one way or another. Oh, and the dogs down here, you don't have to have a dog's license. The dogs don't have dog tags. They just don't do that. So many evil people in the world. Imagine how many more without the church there would be. Okay. Johnny is in the house. They do have bookstores with English books being sold for the students learning English. Johnny Williams, thank you for sharing that with us. Puebla is beautiful, and I can't wait to visit Puebla. If you have a U.S. library card, you can use Libby to get library books through your local library on your phone or tablet or computer, I imagine. Thank you, Kat. Mary Jane, I agree, David. When I get to Mexico, I'm going to adopt a stray. Yeah, there's a bunch of stray dogs, and it's funny down here. The dogs, the dogs that are the dogs that are not owned, just kind of sleeping in the street. They're just really chilled out. They don't growl at you. People feed them. You can pet them. Yeah. Please understand, Mexico is not a third world country. Some places in the United States are more third world than any I have seen. And that is very true. If you want to see a third world country, go to Cincinnati, Ohio, and drive down Route 52, which goes along the Ohio River. And just drive that from Cincinnati, Ohio to Portsmouth, Ohio. It's about a 1-hour drive. And you'll see parts of the United States that will just blow your mind. People living in aluminum foil houses with 5 cars in their front yards that don't run. They have contests every week on who has the most teeth. Stuff like that. Yeah. Puebla is on my list too, and Dominique, Puebla is on my list also. I want to go there. Now, Bill, just joining the channel. Have you recovered from Ohio State last week? Contributing $5 so you can drown your sorrows in Bill. Doc, the Buckeyes, man, I was heartbroken. They lost by 3 points. I mean, I think it's time for a new coach and a new quarterback. Again, it's been 5 years since they beat the team up north, and I was devastated. So every year I just have to forget about it and realize it's just a game. Let the young men have fun and forget about it. Though, on a political note, I have to think you have so many black players in college football. I mean, half the team at Ohio State is black. But if you look at the math department, the science departments, it's like you only have like 1 or 2% of students. And I think that they should eliminate college sports. Fox News, the Fox network, doesn't like any black people unless they're carrying a basketball or a football. Fox loves them black people, but that's about it. And I would like to see a way to encourage black youth to get excited about science and math as people do about college football. I wish that there were organizations that will say, hey, kid, if you can invent a car that runs on water, we'll give you $1 billion, and let little kids all around the country compete in making the no gas running car that runs on water, and have them work in teams all over the country to invent a car that runs only on water, and give them $5 billion and let them have national competitions and get rid of all that money being spent to see black guys run up and down the field with a ball in his hands or dribbling a ball that people get so excited about. Let's just get real with it. David, I have a really sad story about our dog we adopted. Oh, David, sad story. Ciao, I'm glad I caught this. Heading to Indonesia soon to see my son. And let me take a step back here, but Doc, thank you so much for contributing to the channel. This is how I pay my rent and travel. I appreciate your feedback and your donation. And Susan made a donation last week. I didn't know it until yesterday. Thank you, Susan, for contributing to the channel from Italy. Heading to Indonesia soon to see my son and get out of this cold weather here in Italy. Great to see you, and can't wait until you get back so we can go have some more 7-hour breakfasts in El Centro. Mary Jane, tell us the sad story, please. Rob, I'm coming to Morelia on December 14th. I believe that's next Saturday. And bringing a tour of 16 people. Yeah, Rob, what hotel? Tell me. I guess Rob only uses Facebook to communicate with people. And I never use Facebook to communicate with people. But send me a message. Let me know what hotel you guys are staying in. It might be nice to visit you guys for a breakfast. That would be cool. Right on, Rob. Dominique, I agree with you 100% about education and sports. And I've had breakfast with Dominique a couple of times. She's from Orange County, California, extremely intelligent, but she's also a very talented athlete. She's played football with equipment on female teams. She's played basketball. She's extremely intelligent, but on a side note, she's extremely athletic. And yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that people can get all excited like me. Like me, I've almost given it up. It's like, why does the coach at Ohio State get $4 million, probably $5 million a year? How much do they pay the science professors? No. I had to cancel my trip to Morelia in January. I'm going to make it there, though, in April. Mary Jane, that's not a bad thing because it's chilly now. And last night was a little weird because it seemed like it was kind of warm outside. So I'm in bed. I felt warm, but I had on a hoodie and some sweatpants and 2 pairs of socks. And I got up in the middle of the night and I took off my hoodie, my sweatpants, and all my socks, and all I had on was some underwear, underpants, and an undershirt. And I haven't slept like that in like a couple of months. It's been chilly at night. But if you get here in April, that's about the time when the weather is perfect. It doesn't get real chilly. The days are wonderful, no humidity. So you may be thankful. You may be thankful that you're not going to be here until April. David, it's a long story. Maybe I can tell Bill and he can share it if he wants. Sure. Right on. And Mary Jane, thank you for contributing to the channel. And this is how we pay our rent and we travel to places so I can share information with you. All right. And people, we're a family here. Also, if you're new here and you're picking up some information, click the subscribe button. We have 57 people in the house. We have 26 likes. Some people are donating to the channel, which is greatly appreciated. But let's see what other video clips we have. Now, I was in a taxi. I mean, I'm in a taxi like almost every day. Today, I'm going to go to the market. I'm thinking about making some tortilla pizza, maybe. But anyway, I'll once we stop the broadcast, I'll walk to the market. It's about a 15-minute walk. And I lost my thought. I'm going brain dead. I just went brain dead. I lost my thought. Oh man, I'm losing everything. Okay. Oh man. Okay. Well, let me get back to this. Okay, let me go back to comments until I figure out what I was talking about. Steve and Casey, are college teams in Morelia monetized like they are here? Sports news on TV here is 1/3 of the time allotted to news. Crazy, should be science. Totally right. The world, Steve, all I can say is the world is very strange. And that's where staying informed comes in. I tell you what, I just love gathering information and because then stuff doesn't bother me so much, but it is so weird. The world is a strange place. Whatever. I don't want to hear about the cold there. It's been 45 for highs here. Burr, you've been in Mexico for a long time. Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, girl, because you were here. You know, this weather is fabulous. And so I was watching the San Francisco 49ers play the Buffalo Bills in the Snow Bowl. And I'm thinking, why would people ever live there? And I have to reflect on Tom Petty's song, You Don't Have to Live Like a Refugee. And while I'm just sitting over here spouting my mouth, I'm saying, if you work online and you're young, come on down here. If you're young, working online, and you want to get out of that crazy place they call the United States and just chill out, and your money goes a lot further, and you can be an international person instead of confined in a goldfish bowl, come on down to Mexico, work online, high-speed internet, enjoy great weather. Who the hell? I don't have any subscribers in Buffalo, New York. Who would know? They don't even know where Mexico is. Most people in Ohio don't know where Mexico is. Most people in Ohio have never heard of Mexico. That's just the way it is. Come on down here, be international. You don't have to live like a refugee. Be warm all year. Meet people from all over the world. That's what I'm talking about. Asking if they have bookstores down here is ridiculous. I think we should ask if there are any houses in Florida since they all live in the libraries there. That's funny. Oh, also every week, a couple of things that happen to me. Yeah, I get hate mail, but I weed it all out. I'm good with it. But every week, it's like I put up a video this week about Uruapan. And so people would say, well, here's how you really pronounce it. Here's how, and okay, yeah, here's how you really pronounce it. But the good thing about research is research tells me that the name of the town Uruapan is not Spanish. I've studied Spanish since 7th grade. I've studied Spanish since 7th grade. But the word Uruapan is not Spanish. It comes from this culture right here. Pre the Spanish were the Perhepechas. Oh, Bill, well, why can't you pronounce that? Well, it's not Spanish. The Perhepechas was a civilization with its own language. It's not Spanish. I've not studied the language. I didn't go to college and study the language of the Perhepechas. And there are many languages and these are all languages that were pre-Spain. So people, I got all kinds of nut jobs. They don't understand. This is not Spanish. This is pre-Spanish colonialization languages. These people are so uneducated, and and also there are 360 dialects of Spanish. Some and you can know perfect Spanish. I know Mexicans, and some when these Mexicans who live here, they grew up here, they have PhDs or they are medical doctors, and some Mexicans talk to them, they have in Spanish, and these other Mexicans have no clue what they're talking about, none of it, because it's a different dialect of Spanish. Whatever. So I get messages like that every week. along with those messages, I also get many messages from people that, I got a message this week about Uruapan, and someone was saying, I would never live there. I would never live there because of the narcos, and they kidnap people and they kill the people and they decapitate the people. I get messages like that. Or I would never live in Mexico because it's so dangerous. And I get those messages from Americans as well as Mexicans. I get messages from Mexicans that say, I would never live in the state of Michoacan and Morelia. And most of the cities I've been visiting lately are in the state of Michoacan. And some people say, I would never live in Michoacan because it's so dangerous. Okay, so I was in a shop last month, 2 blocks from where I live now, and the owner is a wonderful Mexican lady, and her and her husband lived in Orange County, California for 19 years. They moved back here, opened a shop 2 blocks from where I live. And her family is from here. And I told her that I moved here from Mazatlan. And she says, I would never live in Mazatlan because it's too dangerous. And every city that I live in, somebody's going to tell you, I would never live there because it's too dangerous. I'd never live there because it's too dangerous. But let me say this. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. And 20 years ago, Detroit was called the murder capital of the United States. 20 years ago, anybody would tell, don't go to Detroit, you'll get murdered. And a couple of years after that, Columbus, Ohio was named as the murder capital of the United States. I didn't live there then. I was living somewhere else. And I was thinking, really? My hometown? I had one friend that got shot, but it wasn't a regular thing. I never knew anybody that got murdered in Columbus, Ohio. Really? So, but my taxi driver in my trip when I went to Paracho, when I took the bus from Morelia to Paracho, but to get to Paracho, I had to go to Uruapan. And my taxi driver drove me from Uruapan to Paracho. And it's like a half an hour drive. And he had lived in California with his wife for 5 years. And someone had told me before I went back to Uruapan that it was too dangerous. And the taxi driver lived there. And I said, but people tell me that place is too dangerous there. It's too dangerous to live there. And he says, I grew up here. And he said, my philosophy is everywhere I go, I just take a good, friendly attitude and everything works out. So I'm going to tell you, I've been here 20 years and I've never had any problems. So I don't know. But there are always the people with negative attitudes that will stay in their little country or their little town. They'll never leave. They don't want to meet any different kind of people or take in any different types of information, because then their whole fishbowl would just crack and they wouldn't know what to do. So whatever. Now, let's get back to the messages and see what people are talking about. Okay, now, let me look up here. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for your insight. There are those who are allergic to the truth. That's true. They break out in rashes, rejection, arrogance, and negativity. Hey, I research a lot of stuff, and that's what I do at night. I create stuff in the daytime, and I say, okay, if I accomplish these goals today, then I'm going to research it tonight. That's how I chill out. So another thing I've been researching lately is the Catholic Church, because you have all these Catholic churches. I went to a Catholic high school. I went to a Catholic high school in Columbus, Ohio, Bishop Reedy High School. It was great, but it was a freaky. That was back in the hippie days. All the priests and nuns were hippies. We didn't have uniforms. I mean, it was the freak of the week Catholic high school. And that was a trip. But anyway, I'm cool with Catholics. I got a lot of Catholic friends. But anyway, so I've been researching the Catholic Church, how it started, the whole thing, and it's fascinating. Go to YouTube and do a search for how the Catholic Church originated. What is in the the Catholic Church is actually a country. That's funny. But hey, watch some videos on that. And I'm not saying anything about them, but if you do some research on the origin of the Catholic Church, it'll blow your mind. And also, as a spinoff on that, I've been researching the history of Mary Magdalene. Research her, and you will get stuff that will blow your mind. Woo! I'm telling you, man, research. Oh, it's just so much fun. Yeah. Okay, now there's some. The first time I came to Mexico, I was in San Luis Potosi, and that's where I was dating this woman, a Spanish woman, a Mexican woman. Her name was Nelly Gonzalez. She took me all over Mexico, a wealthy Mexican señorita, and she took me to a cathedral. And in the cathedral, they had a little baby Jesus. The baby Jesus was an infant, and it was a statue on the side of the church. And the infant baby Jesus was blacker than black. I mean, the baby Jesus was as black as Pele. Pele is pretty dark. Pele is a soccer player, famous. He's very dark, much darker than me. This baby Jesus was about as black as this microphone. And I'm looking at the baby Jesus. I'd never seen a baby Jesus that black before. And so Nelly Gonzalez told me, this baby Jesus, they kept it away. They put it away for about 80 years. For 80 years, it was in the back room. But then they brought it out again and replaced it. And it was the original baby Jesus that came with the church. I don't know, man. I'm just saying research is fun. Tooth Fairy, what's she talking about? La Dulce. It's only cool in the morning. I go out every day by 11 a.m. It's warm. Buck stops here. Yes, I wonder why folks in the U.S. tell me it's dangerous all over Mexico, and they've never been to Mexico. That's what I'm talking about. Tooth Fairy, I was kidding, since it wouldn't be considered cold to me right now. Can't wait to return. Ray Garcia. I live next to Ciudad Juarez, Chihuahua. Okay. The new murder capital in the world. Okay. A lot of bookstores have closed in my neighborhood. Libraries are being changed. It was always taught that there were no stupid questions. So ask your questions, but do your research. Thank you very much. Yeah. Mexican ladies told me not what? Mexican ladies told me not to go to Mexico as they were applying for visas at the Chicago, Mexico consulate. Oh, man. Whatever. My friend that lives in Ajijic said, never go to Morelia. It is too dangerous. But he has never been there. So how does he know? See, that's so funny. The only place, let me think of where, okay. Ajijic. Ajijic is in 20 years. Oh, wait. Oh, man. In Ajijic, in Ajijic, 4 years ago at 7:30 at night, a restaurant owner in the middle of Ajijic at 7:30, it was still, you could still see, the sun was still up. 7:30 at night, he was closing his restaurant, walked out of the restaurant. His wife and his children were right there in the car waiting for him, and he was shot dead in Ajijic. 4 years ago, living in Ajijic, four teenagers were just shot dead at 2:00 in the morning. And then there's a time in Ajijic where the cartel took over Ajijic and wouldn't let people leave the city unless they gave them lots of money. I mean, come on. People are nuts. People are crazy. Morning, Chris. Great to see you in the house. I still have more video clips. Chris, we have 65 people in the house. We have 32 likes, and we still have more video clips. I think I have seen a picture of that Jesus. Wikipedia and YouTube research is biased. Ray Garcia, all information is biased. It doesn't matter if it's written down, if it's coming off of a YouTube video. It doesn't matter if it's coming off of Wikipedia. All information, if it's created by humans, is biased. So you have to inform yourself by looking at many different sources of information, but you have to be informed yourself enough to figure out what makes sense to you. Dominique, Brian, I'm a single 55-year-old. I have been here for about a month now. I've lived in multiple U.S. states, and I have never felt safer than here in Morelia. Super friendly, welcoming people. And Dominique, it is fabulous here. I totally agree with you. And Brian knows. Yep. Speaking of Catholics, when I bought my house in Italy, which was 500 years old, I had to pay off the church because they still had held a 10% holding on it. They would put that on instead of tithing. That's just hilarious. Oh, it's so funny. And the Catholic Church, because the Catholic Church also, not only is the Catholic Church a country, the Catholic Church is a country, but they also have their own bank, and nobody knows how much money they have. It's just kind of funny. It is Mérida, Yucatan, the safest large city in Mexico. Is that what you have read too? There is no safest city in Mexico. That's crazy. I mean, there is no safest city in Mexico. That's all crap. I'm going to say it. That's all crap. There is no safest city in Mexico. There is no safest city in the United States. There is no safest city. There is no safest city in Canada. Ask the guy whose wife. Ask the guy whose wife just stabbed him 10 times on the farm in Canada, and the population is like 20 people. Is that the safest city in Canada or the most dangerous? See, that's all crap. That's all crap. Don't even think about that. Now, let's go back to some more video clips. Okay, so I took a taxi ride, and this taxi driver gave me a list of things that I should see, and one of the things that he said I should see in the Morelia and surrounding in the Morelia area was the Mercado San Jose. The Mercado San Jose. And I mean, I've got this guy's business card. He wrote down about 8 places I should go. And I went to one city he told me I should go to, and I didn't like it at all. I didn't say I didn't like it in my video, but I didn't like it at all. And so he told me to go to this place right here, the Mercado Municipal Revolucion. And that's the same thing as Mercado San Jose. Okay, and I had been to the Mercado. I had been to the other the Mercado Independencia. And I did a video about it. In Morelia, the Mercado Independencia, which is not this place, but the Mercado Independencia. It was fabulous. They had all kinds of fruits, vegetables, meats. I got this hoodie there for $10. The sweatpants I have on right now, I got them for $10. I'm going to go back and get more clothing there. They had all kinds of stuff. But this place, oh, I'm going to turn this off. So I go into this market that he told me to go to. And it's like they have 2 markets. One is on one side of the street, and there's another one on the other side. I don't know what was going on, but one side was almost all closed, and they wouldn't let me shoot video in there. I mean, the place kind of looked like a dump. It was all closed up. They wouldn't let me shoot video in there. It's like, what? This is a market. It's like a public market. I can't shoot video in there. And then I'm going to show you this clip right here. And on the left-hand side, you're going to see an older lady with white hair standing in front of her shop. Okay, now check this out. Here we go. I'm going to show it right now. She's only there for like a couple of seconds. You're going to see an older lady on the left-hand side with right hair. Check this out. There she is right there. You only saw her just for a second. I'm going to click it again. There she is right there. And I'm walking down the street with my camera shooting video. I don't know. There's people around this market, they're really paranoid about shooting video. So the lady in her shop looks at me and she says, why are you shooting video? Like that in Spanish. Oh, and then I looked at her and I said, I'm just shooting video for my relatives in the United States. Then she was totally cool. She smiled and she looked like, oh, I understand. You're going to share these videos with your family in the United. Oh, and then she was totally, cool with me. I don't know. But anyway, so there she is again. But here, there's a plaza. I'm going to say up front, I'm not going back to this place. Their variety was not as good. Their prices were higher. I'm going to put out a video on this and why I will not be going back. And the place is only about 4 blocks from El Centro. They have restaurants there in Tooth Fairy. Have you been to this place? David, do you go to this place? They had restaurants. There was a good side and a bad side. One building was totally open. They didn't have as much stuff as the Mercado Independencia, which is probably only about 8 blocks away from this place. I don't understand why they had two. But on the street, they had nice stores with nice prices. I think we're going to see some prices here shortly. This is a women's underwear shop. Look, boxer shorts for men, 3 for like $5. Braziers, for like, $12. 5 braziers for like $12. They did have clothing. I think I'm using my glasses for this video. I'm getting better. But these shops are much more affordable or cheaper than going to the mall. Fake jeans, fake Levi's. That's what I'm going to say. Fake Levi's. They'll have the little Levi's sticker on them, but they're not really Levi's, but they only cost about $5. Yeah. But they did have a lot of fresh beef, a lot of fresh chicken, and fresh fish. And I guess people must come and shop there because look at how nice and red and Tooth Fairy. Wouldn't you like to get hold of some of that chicken and that beef and eat some spare ribs? Yeah, I know you're just dying for it. And look, all the chicken have feet. Yeah, you can eat the feet. You're good to go. And then they had lots of cheese shops. Oh, and fresh bread, fresh pancakes that were just made. Mexicans love pancakes. And you can buy them right there, get them to go. This is all cheeses, all different kinds of cheese, cottage cheese, regatta cheese, all kinds of Mexican cheeses. And this is the Mercado San Jose. So one side of the place was okay, the other side, but I'm going to put up a video on this week, and I'm not going to tell people not to go there because they may be owned by narcos, and the narcos might come to my place and kill me. So I'm going to compare the two, but that video will come out this week. Now, why do I have this video? Okay, this is just me. Now check out that truck. This one of the joys of living in Mexico is that you never know what you're going to see. And when we shut down the broadcast today, I'm going to take my walk to the market, and this is what I am going to see on my way to La Comer. Walking to La Comer, a fabulous grocery store. It's probably the best store I've been in my life. But what we're going to see here is a truck go by. Here we go. Here's a truck right there. There you go. And look at the canisters in the truck. I'm going to show that again. Here we go. They've got speakers, gas. So in Mexico, they don't have gas like they do in the United States. Like everywhere I lived in the United States, you have the gas company. Everybody has gas lines going into the house. In Mexico, either you buy those canisters. When you run out of gas, you buy one of those canisters. They bring it to your house. They hook it up to your gas system. And that's how you get hot water. That's how your dryer works. That's how your stove, the gas for your stove works. Or you have a canister already a permanent canister, and they have a different type of truck that brings your gas to you. So I'm going to walk. This is a neighborhood. Oh, it's about 5 blocks away. I'll see this today. And some of these houses, though they're skinny in the front, they might go a full block, 2 stories with a big garden. So you can't really tell what is behind any door at any time. And one of the joys of living in my neighborhood is there are about 5 different places making tortillas. They're making fresh tortillas. That's what those people are waiting for. And all of these little shops and restaurants and places to eat. And the funny thing, where I'm walking now, that's like a 15 block by 15 block area. 15 blocks by 15 blocks. And on those 15 blocks by 15 blocks, there are no OXXOs, not one OXXO, which when I lived in Mazatlan, there were 3 OXXOs in 3 or 4 blocks of my apartment. 3 OXXOs in 3 or 4 blocks. In this area, no OXXO, which is very good. That means they are protecting their neighborhood. It's like when Walmart opens, it just destroys businesses. I'm just saying. But they have protected their businesses by not letting OXXOs open up. Okay, now, hold on a second to see what people are talking about over here. Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Frank. Ola Bill Frank, Desert La, Florida. Which town in Mexico you won't go? Gracias. There is no town in Mexico that I wouldn't go to. No, Mexico is cool. All of Mexico is cool. But Frank, if you're out trying to buy drugs, sell drugs, hanging out with prostitutes all night till 6 o'clock in the morning, you get all drunk and everything, you go out and call some Mexican's girlfriend a hoe, then you're going to have problems, brother. Then you're going to have problems. But all of Mexico is safe most of the time. Sorry, Frank from Florida. Welcome, Frank. Brian, just say there's no safe place in the world. There's no safe. I mean, I mean, come on, but I'm safe. I'm here every Saturday. Look at my place. I'm good. Again, there is no safest place in the world. In my view, the United States is one of the most dangerous places in the world for Black people. The only country that kills their own citizens for being Black. Yeah. That's funny. That's very funny. I didn't bring it up. But it's so true. When you're Black in the United States, that's why I live in Mexico. It's no fun. It's no fun being Black in the United States. White people do not understand how much hatred there is for Black people, for Asians, for Mexicans, for women in the United States. It's crazy. And when I bring it up, people say, oh, let's not talk politics. Well, when you don't have to deal with it, you don't want to talk about it. Okay. Are you still you? Oh yes, I'm still. In fact, that last set of clips, those were all with the video glasses. I have about 6 more clips, and these are all with the video glasses. The video glasses are super handy, and I went into the grocery store with the video glasses. I've got a bunch of clips, and I want to share these clips with you of La Comer. But I'm pretty sure their policy is don't video inside of our grocery store. I don't want any problems with them. Okay, now, Axel Foley, Bill, about how much are you saving overall on monthly expenses compared to your last place? I'm going to say, Axel, moving from Mazatlan to Morelia, I'm saving about $500 or $600 a month. Most of that would be for electric and rent. I'm saving about $500 US per month. Gail, Ajijic Chapala, proximity to Guadalajara and airport makes the north side of the lake desirable. In my opinion, that's a good point, Gail, because if you live in Chapala, Ajijic, you're only like 20 minutes from the Guadalajara International Airport. That's closer than the airport is from Guadalajara. It's like 40 minutes from Guadalajara. And on a good day, you can get in your car and drive from Ajijic to Guadalajara in about 45 minutes. On a bad day, that same trip can take you 8 hours. I'm serious. David, is that Mercados? Yes. San Juan, yes. That is Mercado San Juan. Yes, that is. Okay. What was it like in Mexico during the pandemic? It was weird. People wore masks. You couldn't buy beer anywhere because all of the beer manufacturers, I'm not going to say all of them, but many of the beer manufacturers in Mexico stopped making beer and they started making the antiseptic for your hands. So no stores had beer, pretty much. Many places were closed. People wore masks. It was weird, probably like the United States, but everybody lived. We all made it. And Matt Brazelson is in the house contributing to the channel. Thank you very much, Matt. Oh, Matt in Oregon. Oh, Oregon plays Penn State today. Good luck, Matt. Beat the F out of Penn State. Be number 1. Matt, go ahead and win that national championship. And good for you. Enjoy. Boy, we got a bunch of messages now. Dominique, love eating in the Mexican markets. Got me thinking about the carnitas. Those are good. Tortas. Tortas are sandwiches with avocado. Those are excellent. Lime, green salsa. You making me hungry. And vinegar pickled veggie. Best carnitas here in Guadalajara. You go, girl. Yes. Frank, great answer, Bill. It's good to hear that. Okay, Carl, pepitas. I don't know what that is. I keep seeing the Ray-Ban video glasses. I'm tempted to buy. I've seen those on TV also. I'm tempted to get those myself, but I got to price them out. My brother-in-law has a butcher shop across the street. Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. All right. Running is my medicine. Hello, running is my medicine. My dad lives in nearby Uruapan, Michoacan. I loved Uapan. I loved that city. And I can't wait to go back there. I would like to, especially the big giant, I'm gonna call it a botanical forest park there. The plaza was fabulous, 300,000 people. I loved it. It was cool. Your dad lives in nearby. Yeah, I did a video. I just put up a video on the city of Uapan. That was my last video. It got like 4,000 views in 5 days. That's good for my channel. All right. So we have 66 people in the house. We have 38 likes. Some people have even donated to the channel. Bill, I go to La Comer at least once a week and always do videos. Oh, really? And while I'm walking around, I'm sure if you asked the manager for permission to videotape, they wouldn't have a problem. Okay, I'm going to try that because I got a whole bunch of videos already just walking around with my glasses, and I am ready to put those up now. Okay, now here we go. Let's see. What is this? Okay, so now I'm getting closer to La Comer. Yep. Yes. Oh, okay. So all the little shops, and look at that little table right there. Look at that table right here. I'm going to play that clip again. And now I'm getting close to the main drag where La Comer is like right around the corner. Oh, there's a little shop there on the corner. I'm going to walk a little bit more. Look at that label. Look at that table right there. Right there. Look at that. Okay, now this is where having the glasses comes in handy. This is another one of the joys in living in Mexico and I wear my glasses all the time so I can share things like this, like the garbage, the lady in the front of my house collecting butterflies. But this is why I wear my glasses all the time. Here we go. Check this out. There's the table. So this guy is selling water, juices. He has a sandwich, a torta out there. But you can see in the window, there's his bedroom. He has a motorcycle in his bedroom. There he is over there. And he just has the window open, a table out front. You can see his bed. And I'm still getting used to wearing the glasses. There's a torta, a sandwich, some Coca-Cola, there he is right there. That's his shop. That's his shop. I'm just getting used to using the glasses. So I've got to understand that it's okay for me to stand there and just look all over his bedroom because he doesn't know what I'm doing. So I'm getting closer and closer to La Comer. And then everything opens up. We've got a bunch of combis. Those are those vans. They cost like 10 pesos. That's like 50 cents. You can go all over town in those combis. You got all kinds of Mercedes-Benz and BMWs and Audis going by. And this is that's where I'm going to be in about 20 minutes. That's the plan, Sam. But now I'm going to walk down there today, and somebody who is always there is this guy. We're going to walk a little more, and I just noticed this week. But this guy is here every day, sitting out here with his little chihuahua. He's there every day. There you go. There he is with his little chihuahua. I mean, I've seen him like 10 times. And this week I said hello to him, and he looked a little irritated, so I left him alone. I don't say hello to him anymore. He just looked a little too irritated. All right. So that's the last clip. I'm not sure what videos I'm putting up this week. I have when I went to Paracho, I did. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Steve. Love and peace to you. You are a true Renaissance man. Thank you for just being you. Thank you very much, Steve. Brian Maiden. Thank you, pretty boy, Brian Maiden. Don't go falling down today. Take care of yourself, Brian. Thanks for joining us today and your questions and your comments and just being here. This week, when I went to Paracho, that is the guitar making town, I did a video about Paracho. I have all the video clips ready for all of the guitar shops, that these people that make guitars. That video is ready to go. I think I'm going to put that up Sunday or Monday. I might put up a dog video. Do Mexicans like dogs? I might put that up. I might put up a video about the Mercado I showed you, the Mercado San Jose, San Juan, whatever it is. Thank you, everyone. Marco, yeah, Mary Jane. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for showing up, and we're getting closer to Christmas time. Woo! Let me check my list and see. Oh, this week, let's talk about water. Last Sunday, I got up in the middle of the night and there was no water, nothing. I'm turning the thing on and off, no water. But they warned us ahead of time this was going to happen for 7 days. It was the first day I got affected. No water at all. No hot water. But it seems like whatever they were working on, they did it in the middle of the night on Sunday. So by Sunday morning, I had lots of water and hot water. That was a very wonderful thing. Let's see what's going on now. Okay. Value of the peso. Got Claudia here. Pronunciation with different languages. Yep, got all of that. Okay. Catholic Church. Oh, okay. Katie Ibarra fell down. Okay. I only have two things on my list that I haven't talked about. And one is for some people, for some reason, people are wearing a lot of masks down here now. It's not a ton of people, but I see more and more people wearing masks. I don't know if it's because there's a flu going around that I don't know about, but people are wearing masks down here. Also, the last thing on my list is finding apartments. I'm going to a lot more pueblos, that would be towns, that I can't tell you how to find an apartment there. But I'm thinking use an Airbnb, and many times the Airbnb owners either know people that have apartments for rent, or they have apartments for rent. So I'm going to be going to a lot more once a week, probably every Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll be in a different town, a different pueblo, and I'm trying to pick the best ones for you guys, so you guys can look at these things and decide where do you want to live in Mexico. So start out, if you're thinking about moving to any of these places, try an Airbnb. And I've talked with many people that stay in Airbnbs, and the families that own the Airbnbs just become great friends with you guys that have stayed with them. And I met a woman a couple of weeks ago, and she's been traveling Mexico for about 8 years, she says. She's been to the Yucatan Peninsula, Puerto Vallarta, Guadalajara, Morelia, and she always stays in Airbnbs. And she says that almost all of those families, she's still in contact with them. Airbnbs, for many Airbnb owners, is not just a business. You get a relationship with these people if you want to. Okay, now. Okay. Dominique, thank you. Dominique, thanks for joining us today. You have a great Morelia day yourself. I noticed that when I was there, Bill, I was wondering about that. About what? What were you wondering about? Tooth Fairy, you are so sweet. Thank you, Tooth Fairy. Char, Dominique, hasta luego, mis amigos. Ciao, everyone. People saying hello and goodbye. G. Fontaine, COVID numbers tend to climb during the holidays, which might be why more folks in urban areas are masking in public now. Not a bad idea. Have a fun weekend. G. Fontaine, thank you for joining us and for all of your tips. The volcano in Cholula spewing ashes. Again, I would love to see it. Okay, well, all right, you guys. Well, that's all I got for today. If you're new here, adios, everyone. Adios, Char Williams. Can't wait until you come down, become my neighbor. Adios. And if you're new here, if you liked any or parts of the presentation, feel free to click the like button. Feel free to subscribe. I'm Bill the Geek. This is Bill Dallas Lewis channel. We do this every Saturday. We come out with a video or two every week. We have a Facebook group. It's called Mexico Expats Living in Mexico, Bill Dallas Lewis. And there's a link to that Facebook group in the description below. We're almost at 13,000 subscribers. We just started doing this channel less than 4 years ago, and we will have our anniversary on the 27th of January. That will be the 4th year. And in February, the first week of February, will be the 20th anniversary for me living in Mexico. I've been here 20 years. Puerto Vallarta, Ajijic, Chapala, El Arenal, Guadalajara. Where else? Mazatlan, Morelia, San Luis Potosi. I've lived in those places in apartments, and I've traveled to a lot more places. And yeah, 22 years. Yeah, man. Thank you, Marco. And Marco, also thanks for all of your tips. And I got to look at your list. Marco gave me a ton of cities and resources to give me information to places where I should visit. And Marco, thank you for all of that information. You have a great day too, Char. But yeah, 20 years of freedom. 20 years of freedom. I don't regret a minute. So we still have 47 people in the house with 45 likes. So I'm just hanging out. If you're new here, if you're just bopping in, hitting the end of the broadcast, maybe you have a question, maybe you have a comment, maybe now that many of the regulars are disappearing, now maybe there's a secret question that you have about moving to where you should live, what to look out for, about maybe dating in Mexico. Hey, we got 45 people here, and I'm going to let this ride for a couple of minutes, see if we can pick up any more questions. If you're watching the rebroadcast and you're not watching this live and you want to donate to the channel, there's a link in the description below, and it says donate to the channel. And you click that, it takes you into PayPal, and then you can use PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discovery Card to contribute to the channel. Let's see. Maybe I have more video clips. I don't think I do. Let's see here. One thing I do miss about Mazatlan, and I really don't miss too much, but I used to see this every morning in Mazatlan when I would take my 1 hour and 10-minute walk. This is a canal. This is a canal right off of the beach. It was beautiful. This was Mazatlan was a beautiful place, but it was just hot and humid as hell in the summertime. That's why the Canadians leave. Once the Canadians get to April 15th, they're out of there, man. Gone. Out of there. And the rents were just, when I was there, the rents were just going up exponentially. It just got to be too expensive. All right. Well, here I go. I'm getting ready to get the heck out of Dodge here. So here we go. Thank you very much, each and everybody, for joining us today. I'm Bill the Geek, and this is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. We make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. We get together every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. It doesn't matter what Saturday is. We're always here at the same time, the same station, waiting on you to show up. People are still leaving comments. Oh, Buckstock here. Peace and love. Ciao. Hope to see you in March. Can't wait to see you. Come on back down. We'll have some more adventures, some more fun. Hope. Yeah, go to Indonesia. Get warm, girl, with your son. And Holly says adios to everyone. Who is this? Donetta, Ivy Adams. I hope to visit your town coming from Columbus, Ohio soon. Come on down, girl, and visit. We'll get together, have a big party. Tooth Fairy, thank you very much. So I'm getting ready to get out of here, everybody. Let's see. Okay. So to everyone, thanks for coming and sharing this time with us this morning. All I can say is adios and hasta luego. And I'm going to say que te vaya bien. Thanks for joining us today. Christmas is coming. Thanksgiving is gone. Peace be with you. And we'll subscribe. We have many more videos to come. Click that subscribe button, and we will see everybody next week. Thank you. Love you. Adios, amigos. Uh-oh. I clicked the wrong button.